Hey guys, Al here, doing a video from inside the house today. So I'm going to try to keep it fairly short, but I just want to highlight a book I recently finished. It took me a while, but absolutely well worth the read. So if there was ever a book I felt that combined the need for understanding balancing your soil, specifically calcium, magnesium levels, and also the antagonistic and synergistic relationships among the chemistry that we as humans can add to the soil, right? So fertilizers, things like that, and then how biology also can work to make things that are organically there, right, more bioavailable. And it really combines all of those things. It goes all the way back to the 1920s or 30s with William Albrecht. Hopefully I didn't butcher that name. And many of these ideologies in this book have been talked about by not only Neil Kinsey is the author of this particular book, as I mentioned, William Albrecht and John Kempf and others have alluded to using similar methodologies as well. It talks about using several different type of implements. So whether it's tillage, whether it's no-till, whether it's cover crops, whether it's corn on corn on corn. So really interesting from a corn farming or from a farming perspective, excuse me. But really it can be used from a food plot or garden perspective as well to truly understand balancing the soil and making sure that you do have a well-balanced base saturation of calcium to magnesium, potassium, and then all of your micronutrients as well. And understanding how that I believe it's Liebig's law, which was law of the minimum, so lowest hole in the bucket. So if you have corn, for example, that is growing and you just can't hit that bushel per acre that you're wanting to hit, and you've done all your standard conventional soil tests, but it just seems like something's missing. Your base saturations are good. You're providing nitrogen. What's missing? Well, maybe it's something as little as zinc, right? And maybe it's zinc or potassium at a certain time of year where a foliar application could help. And that could be replicated throughout various types of crops or pastures, etc. And also the last thing I'll mention is it also talks about understanding the law of the maximum. In this book, it highlights an example of somebody putting compost on, and the compost was really high in a certain nutrient. I don't recall which one. And the gentleman was able to say, I bet you have a pigweed problem, which that field was known to have the worst pigweed problem in that particular area. And it was driven because of the oversaturation of that particular nutrient that was in the compost, and they were just putting on too much. And it was driving down some other things in the soil. So well worth the read. Get outside, enjoy the outdoors, build better soil.